Who Roland Hunt is depends, I guess, on what decade you meet him in. When Glenn Close's character, the mom, first meets Roland Hunt in the '70s, he's a Wall Street wunderkind slash disco hanging out kind of a party guy. And it's, I guess, the party guy aspect that gets him into trouble. So that when we meet this incarnation of Roland Hunt, he's not what the boys expect they might find based on their expectations. He's an ex-con living with mom. Justin's writing is great, and the overall setup, the overall arc of the whole movie is just really funny, and the minutia of how he writes dialogue as well, because often you'll find writers who do one thing really well and the other maybe not as well, but Justin's got a great ear for dialogue, and the characters and the whole story of the movie is just really funny too. And then you put it in the hands of a director like Larry, who sort of loosens up the reins from time to time, and knuckleheads like Owen and Ed that improv like crazy, and you start out with a hilarious script and then add some funny people to it, and it just keeps getting better. The thing that makes a good director, in comedy especially to me, and Larry has this, is that you come to work with a plan and knowing what you want to do. And of course, with his background as a cinematographer, he's got the visual aspect of it down pat. You know what you want to get when you come to work, but then, as people are lobbing different things at you, you incorporate those, and, the ability to sort of think on your feet and incorporate other people's ideas, whether it's, his DP or whether it's actors or whatever it is. And he's got a great eye and a great sort of openness to with just collaborating. You see him and you sort of think, well, you kind of get a sense of who this guy is, and that he's a funny guy, but also an actor who's got a real sort of sensitivity and vulnerability about him, and who, no matter how silly he's being, no matter how sort of far-fetched the project or the character might be, it's always grounded in a real guy, like good comic acting really has to be to make it work. And really it's the same with Ed. I mean, they're sort of the two-headed monster in this movie, and different sides of the coin. And Ed historically has played characters that are a little, Owen is sort of the freewheeling guy, and Ed is a little more of the sort of straight and narrow guy, and in this case, kind of the uptight guy, and the two of them just bounce off each other brilliantly, and I'm just, I sort of feel like I jumped onto a moving train here, and I'm just doing my best to keep up. Comedy's just fun, and I've always, I'm never sure how to answer the question about exactly what I'm drawn to in a script, but this just made me laugh, and that's not all, because it has to make me laugh, but then also be a character that kind of makes sense to me, that I can kind of wrap my brain around, embodying. In this case, it was a nice meeting of both of those things, and I was very drawn to the idea of working with Owen and Ed, two guys that had made me laugh for years and years and years, and had never had the chance to work with. So, this was the trifecta.